Woo! What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the platform, episode 74. Shit, we're getting up there. We are getting up there. So, shouts out to Player One Coffee. I know I should have the logo up here somewhere, but shouts out to them. I think they got a new flavor coming out. Terry, do you know what that flavor was? I couldn't.
I saw it. Hold on. I'll look for it.
I know they got a new flavor coming out.
It's called Neebs.
Yeah, Neebs, and it was like, I think it was like a yellow logo, like a yellow label.
Yes. Yes.
And it's like chocolate flavor to it.
Whew. I gotta try that shit.
So I might give me a bag. Try it out.
Yeah. So, like I said, shouts out to Player One Coffee. You know, those guys know coffee and they know the gamer. So, just support that shit. You know, when you support that type of stuff, more stuff like that gets themed with our love for that pastime. So, check out Player One Coffee. What's up? We're going to do our introductions. I don't know what order. So we're just going to start with Big Mike. What's up, man? Introduce yourself and tell us what you're playing.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Mike here. I've been playing Ni no Kuni 2, Rainbow Six Siege. I finished with Akeyles, A Way Out. And what else have I been playing? Oh, Dragon Ball Fighters.
Okay.
That's about it.
All right. You got Broly?
Yes, I got Broly and Bardock.
Broly was kind of fugazi, though.
Broly is a fucking beast.
He got that one move. It's like a combo and a grab, right?
Dude, yeah. So I was sparring with Akeyles. Oh my god, he was triggering me so bad. Akeyles was. He would spam that one dash move that he turns like green. Mm-hmm. And he would cancel all my special moves out that I'd do, like combos and everything. I was like, "You goddamn motherfuckers!" and stop.
He's wrecking your shit. Yeah,
he was wrecking me.
Akeyles know how to play. You know,
Akeyles is good. Akeyles is good.
You know, fuck that shit. You know,
I'm okay, mid tier.
He's like, you don't want to put no shine on himself. He's like a mid tier.
Right. What's up, Manny man? What's going on? Okay, next up we got cool Cat Terri. What's up? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
Hey everybody, it's Cool Cat Terri on Twitch. I've been playing. I did A Way Out. Fantastic game. Had a lot of fun. I started Far Cry 5, but I didn't get very far into it, and I've been playing Darksiders 2 still.
Love Darksiders 2. Like, that game is so good. I think it had potential to be more too, but even for what it was an amazing fucking game. I love that game, and I can't wait for 3 and Fury's story. Oh, God, that's just gonna be dope. Next up we got Akeyles. What's up, man? Introduce yourself. Tell us what you're playing.
What's up? You can never be as strong as one, and that one is Akeyles. It's your number one confusing YouTuber out there. Don't know what I am, but what I've been playing is Dragon Ball Z. I've been putting a lot of work in with Brawly and Bardock, trying to understand how they are. Brawly is really weird character. His combos don't flow the same, but he does have a 100% combo, and he actually has 2 100% combos. Not easy to do, but he's really nice. And then Bardock, he just fits everywhere. He's like a hybrid of like Yamcha and Gohan, so he's really nice.
I heard his combos were easy to pull off too. Like, they just flow better than like most characters, right?
Yeah, like he flows. Everything pretty much connects. Like, in fact, in one of your combos, you can combo both your level 1 combos into it. I mean, both your level 1 ults into a level 3. So he's really linky, and he really does flow well. I said a lot, but A Way Out. Played that with Mike. Really good game. Can't really talk too much about it without spoiling it, but the story is the main factor of the game. The gameplay is, you can tell that that's where like the low budget end of it is, but they do have a lot of mini games in there on top of just a lot of different just gameplay. Like, you'll go from a 3D shooter to a side scroller out of nowhere. So it's really fun, and just the different camera angles that they did too, that's pretty great. And then Rainbow Six Siege, like always, a little Overwatch, and I think that was it.
Dope. I know we're gonna talk a little bit more about A Way Out, kind of on our round table here. What's up? My name is Danny. I'm the host here at the platform, and I have been playing some Final Fantasy 15. Hoping I can play some Ni no Kuni next week. I have been playing a little bit of Rust, which I know everybody expects that shit. And what else? I was playing something on my phone. It was one of them shitty games that they advertise on Instagram. You know how like you swipe through your shit and they show kind of like a game and shit, and you hit it. I can't remember the name of it, but it actually was the truth. You know, because usually those commercials that they have on Instagram is lies, but this game is actually pretty good. It's like a third-person, story-driven action game. It's kind of like God of War a little bit. So I'm thoroughly enjoying it. So, all right. So we are talking many things in our round table. We're gonna start with No Man's Sky. So, you know, there was some news that came out. I think it was either yesterday or the day before yesterday that No Man's Sky is coming to Xbox One. And, you know, you heard a lot of these kind of like, I don't know if it was kind of like a fanboy argument or if it was something else. But, you know, they always said that, like, Xbox guys were saying something like, you know, at least you didn't have, like, a No Man's Sky, or at least we didn't get something like No Man's Sky because PlayStation had it. But now look at it. It's coming out on Xbox. And it's supposed to have a gigantic update to the game. Big Mike, you played No Man's Sky, right? Like, you had the game, right?
No, I stayed away from it.
Oh, you were like, so you waited
that shit was cancer. I remember when I first saw it, like someone streaming on Twitch, and I was like, "This is not my type of game." I'm like, "This game is like meh."
I had
worse than meh.
You know, I had returned it.
It was less than meh, like Kelly said.
No Man's Sky was just a travesty, you know, and I think it was because of you know, I can't think of the guy's name, Sean Murray, I think that was his name.
Yeah, it was Sean Murray.
Yeah, that promoted it. And you remember how hard he pushed that shit? He was pushing the fuck out of it.
I remember the whole controversy. I mean, he promised everything and this and whatnot, and when it launched, you had nothing. Like it was bare
like, where's the fucking game?
Like Sea of Thieves.
Well,
shots fired.
Oh shit, I missed it, but fuck it, I'm playing. Shots fired! Shots fired! Can y'all hear that?
Yeah, I heard it.
Okay, you can. Good. Okay, all right, I just give myself a 1-up. Make sure. All right, yeah. So, look, you know, they tried to. What was they saying? Sea of Thieves was No Man Seas, or what were they calling it?
It was No Man Seas.
I still think, and this is kind of a shots fired moment too. I still think No Man's Sky had more content than fucking Sea of Thieves. So
I don't know.
I don't know about that. At least Sea of Thieves you could play with your friends.
Well, yeah, that's true. Now that I think about it,
they didn't lie.
I said I'm not bashing Sea of Thieves. It's fine to a point, but it gets super repetitive.
It did.
Well, most games get super repetitive.
Oh no.
No,
This
one
game
was
is
like.
Most games get super repetitive, but you can still have fun with the repetitiveness. Sea of Thieves, though, it just gets mundane.
Maybe that's the word I'm looking for.
Mike, all I can tell you is one man's trash is another man's treasure.
That's true. That's true. I'm not bashing it. Like I said, it's true. One man's trash is another man's treasure. That's what my dad always told me.
No Man's Sky went through a lot of changes, and I think there was an update that added like base building and shit like that, but you still really can't like play with your friends and shit. But they did say that the update was hinting at like a giant multiplayer component for that game.
Well, the newest
I just hope it isn't Battle Royale, because that's the one thing I don't want. Even though I love Battle Royale games, but really, No Man's Sky Battle Royale, would you want to fucking see that?
No. But, I mean, I know you're talking about the updates, and on the No Man's Sky update, the newest one that was out or whatever, not the one for the Xbox, they did add it where you could play with your friend, but you couldn't see him.
Right. Was it like you're a fucking dot or something like that, right?
You were like a blip. He was a blip.
That's not fucking multiplayer, so...
Right.
Yeah. Like I said, I returned it. I had it. I think I put the maximum amount of hours in before you could return it. I think I put 10 hours.
I remember my friend, our friend, Matt Krask. I remember he was all 100% in it when he went and bought it, and he like played it for like a week. He's like, this game is trash. Right. He returned it. He's like, I got my money back. He was like, it's trash. Remember?
I returned it too. And I think part of that was because it had got out what the ending was like, and it was just. And when I heard that and I looked how many hours I had, I was like, bye bye. And you know what I'm saying? I hit them up. They approved it. Fucking got my goddamn money back and shit. Because But then, people were, like, when the update came out, people were kind of praising it, though. They said it was, like, now it's shit to do within the PvE, and,
That's what I heard. I heard there's supposed to be more stuff in there to do it now, but we'll see.
Well, they released a statement, too, Hello Games and shit, and they talked about, like, the new update is going to be, like, this gigantic thing, and, it's going to change the gameplay dramatically to some parts of the game, which I think they're probably finally adding a real multiplayer component. I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a giant multiplayer component. But, let me ask you this. Is it a little too late? Like, is this something that, if they do release something like that, is that something that would drive you to buy it, Terry?
I never had interest in the game. I just never did. So, no. Like, I don't care what they do with it for Xbox. I never had interest in it. Even when they showcased it at E3 the one year and everyone got all hyped, I was like, they didn't show anything. You see, like, this little ship flying around in this little land. And, like, didn't explain anything. I didn't know what the game was about or what you're going to do. I was like, I didn't get it. Right. So I had no interest. And everyone's getting hyped up and hyped up and hyped up for this damn game. And I'm like, why? They haven't really gone over about anything at all. Yeah, and then it flopped.
It did.
And I was like, well, I'm happy I never got on that hype train. But
it did sell a lot.
From what I've heard, though, I mean, for people who, I do have a friend who actually enjoys the game, and they tell me that since all the updates, the game is actually pretty good now compared to when it first came out. But it's still a little, to me, that sounds like it's a little too late because it was such a disappointment when it dropped. Everybody dropped it, and now it has this very negative stigma that no matter how amazing they make it, the name itself is just associated with negativity and bad press that no one's going to want to touch it.
Right.
Yeah. That's exactly what's going on. Yes.
And that's why I'm worried about Sea of Thieves. I think it's going to be the same case. Because I hear they're not going to put like I was telling Danny today, the devs said they're not going to put no new content on Sea of Thieves for 3 months. They're going to work out getting the bugs, getting the servers fixed before they put content.
Well, working on bugs and optimization for the servers is a good thing.
Yes, that is a good thing, but you also should be like throwing some additional
But here's the
content in
thing,
there.
though. It should have.
Yeah, you're gonna end up with a division situation where they were so busy fixing bugs that like months and months went by with no content to fix the main problems that the people were complaining about. That a lot of people dropped it because they got tired of the problem.
Yes, and that's and they try to they're bringing back this No Man's Sky thing, and it's like there is a comparison to that because if it is like true multiplayer open world, kind of like being a fucking space pirate, it's damn sure gonna be kind of like Sea of Thieves. I mean, if it's just basically go get the iridium, bring it back to the station, if it's just that fetch and get gameplay, it's gonna be like a whole nother thing that Hello Games is gonna have to deal with.
Right.
I hope they got the shit planned out. I hope when they do release that content, it is something memorable, because that's the only thing that's gonna kind of like help this kind of like a re-release of No Man's Sky, and when you think back about Sean Murray and his lying ass, remember he just straight up said, hell yeah, it's multiplayer. You get to see the other person. You get to be a pirate, space pirate together. You get to, and it was like not that shit at all.
And didn't like people were trying to sue him, like actually not employees, but employees, but like customers were actually going to try to sue the developers.
Absolutely.
False advertisement. I think I remember reading that. He was getting sued by like customers because false advertisement.
Mm-hmm. And I think he did lose some of those complaints too. That's why he was offering, making sure that, any platform that you purchased it on offered a refund.
Right.
Because that was part of the stipulation too, was, I don't think they were really trying to bankrupt them. They were just trying to get the right to return that motherfucking game, especially digital. Because I think that's where the main complaint was. That's why I was able to return it, because of Steam purchase. And, when they fought him hard on that, and they said, well, you need to give us our motherfucking money back, he did. He was just like, fuck it. Any platform that you buy it on and shit, you can get your refund, And Steam had the stipulation where I think it was like 15 hours. If you had over 15 hours of play, you couldn't return it. But I had only 10 hours, so I was like jumping for joy and shit when I found out I could return it. So, they better do better. Show some shit. Hello Games, show some shit. If you produce some real quality multiplayer entwined in that universe, you could do some damage. But it's definitely has to have some love thrown into it. Let's see. Next up, 2 games recently released. Actually, 3. We're going to start with Far Cry 5. Now, Terry, I know you're playing it, right?
Yes, I only did the intro to the game where it's 100% single player in the beginning, and then you have to finish like the intro, like dynamic, and then it opens up the co-op perspective. So I literally just completed that, and then I was done. I haven't gone past that point.
Oh, shit. Mike, you played it too, right?
Nope.
You don't have Far Cry? Akeyles, Far Cry.
I got it, but I haven't played it yet.
What? Man.
Barley
Give me your copy, man. Shit, I know what you got it on. You know what I'm saying? You get it on PC? Let me get that motherfucker gifted to me. Shit.
I've been hearing it's a lot of fun because I've been in party chats with Preston and Manny and Nate, and that's all they've been talking about, like how good it is and stuff like that. So you'll have to ask them one day.
I know they said this was definitely one of the best ones in the series.
That's what I was hearing.
Like definitely better than 4. I mean, like I said, 3 I loved. I loved Far Cry 3 and 4 too.
I loved them all. I mean, 4 was really good too. I had no problems with 4.
But there were just
I didn't like the weird going in like the weird like temple shrine things and doing like the spirity stuff. That stuff was effed up. But otherwise, it was all good.
Because it would just felt kind of out of place. But for the most part, it was still great though. I still liked 3. I still liked 4. 2 was great. 1 I liked. It was a little more linear, but I think 1 and 2 was a little more linear. But when 3 came out and it was just like super wide open, it was just like I was hooked from there. So 5, the co-op. So you can drop in and out, I think, right? Like you could just drop into the co-op. I guess after the one tutorial mission, you could just drop on in the co-op and just like literally do the story too, right? Like you can do story missions. I think all the side quests and shit, all in full co-op. That's amazing, and I can't wait to fucking get this game. Like I said, I've been broke because I spent my money. I'm trying to save this money for this PlayStation 4 because I could get it right now. I could go and cop this motherfucker. I could actually go buy all the games that's out right now. I could, but I got that money saved because I need God of War in my life. Yeah.
There you go.
So
get God of War in life, fam. That's what you've been wanting.
That's what I need. Also, Ni no Kuni 2 released too as well. I swear to God, I probably watched 25 hours of gameplay of Ni no Kuni. So
Beautiful game so far.
It looks so fucking good. You know what I'm saying? Like
it is. It's
like an RPG in the purest of sense, but a lot of people were saying it's like Dark Souls, and it's just weird that like Ni no Kuni would have that fucking comparison, but that just makes me more hype. Yeah,
I've been seeing a lot of people streaming it, and it looks beautiful. But I do not get a Dark Souls feel when I see people playing it. Even with the combat, it doesn't even look like Dark Souls.
Was watching.
It just looks like a regular JRPG to me.
No.
Look, I'm telling you, I was watching Code Carnage. Shouts out to Code Carnage on Twitch. And he had kind of like an early copy of it, and he had streamed like 40 hours of it already and shit. And I had watched probably 20 of it because I was just trying to get my feel of it. And I swear to God, he said it himself. He was fighting like this giant skeleton boss that had like this, I don't know, it was like an unreal fucking mallet. And when he swings it down, it like shakes the whole ground and shit. And he was dodging and rolling, and he had his guards up, and then when he dodged, he jabbed in, and it was looking like fucking Dark Souls. Like he even said that he made the comment. He was just like, "Damn, am I playing Dark Souls or Ni no Kuni?" Like,
yeah, I remember. No spoilers, but I remember I took on like the first boss in the beginning of the game, and I was like, "Yeah, this feels like a Dark Souls game, like Dark Souls Bloodborne type game."
Isn't that crazy? It's like,
yeah, I'm liking it.
Yeah, that's
but like I said, beautiful game though. Oh my God, beautiful. Yeah. Art style's amazing.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna get, because like next week when I get paid, I only can get one fucking game. It's like, do I get A Way Out? Do I get Far Cry 5? Or do I get Ni no Kuni? Like
I say get two. Get 2 games.
No, because that's cutting into the PlayStation money.
Go ahead and split it with somebody on No Way Out.
Yeah, I told you.
Okay.
Told you, fam. I said if you wait, I'll play Wait Out with you on PlayStation.
I don't want to play it on PlayStation.
I know. It's not that bad. I mean, I have the game. All you have to do is download the demo, and I send you the invite. You get to play the whole game. Now, if you're worried about the trophies and everything, you have to buy the game. That's it.
I don't know if I want it on PlayStation.
And it's a good experience. Did you have a good experience, Akeyles?
Yeah, I had a good experience.
When y'all streamed, y'all had me dying. Just for those who don't know, Akeyles and Mike were fucking streaming the game.
I know. I saw the chat lit when he said that remark. You're like, the fuck?
I'm like, what the fuck is this shit?
I was just saying.
I was just saying.
I was like, what the fuck? But that shit was hilarious. Mike kept fucking like, I don't know what the fuck Mike was doing. Akeyles is ready. He was like, all of a sudden you heard the dude just say, "Where you at? Come on, I need your help." And it's just like, where
I was over chat with other people. He's like, "Fuck your conversation. Get going. Let's go. We got y'all present."
That's what I'm saying. Like, when I like to play, I like to role play, and I'm trying to get out. I ain't got time to be talking to somebody about these socks.
He said, "We gonna get caught. We gonna get
if
caught.
They can bum some cigarettes, like.
That's because they said,
What
"We're
was
gonna
it?
get caught. Shit, we're gonna get caught."
It was like towards the end of the game, he's fighting the final boss by himself. Really is. I'm over swimming in the swimming pool. He's like, "Get the fuck out of the swimming pool, Mike! He goes, help me fight something."
Yeah.
Something about Mike.
I jumped down the swimming pool. He goes, "Damn, I had to take a quick dip because that water was warm."
Okay.
The fucking rafting session y'all had.
There'd be like a mini table, right? Over here. I'm trying to take cover. I jump on that mini table, and here comes Mike, like right behind me, trying to share the small ass table. Like, Mike, like, come on. There's like on the other side, there's like long tables, everything. But Mike is just steady going to my table, and as soon as I move from that table to another one, he's right there behind me. I'm like, I need space. Like, I'm getting claustrophobic playing with you.
Akeyles was like, "Man, you need to be on my side when we rafting." He said, "You stroking right into the rock, like."
Give me 50 feet. You know what I'm saying?
I know you loved our concert, our rock concert. Me and Akeyles.
Man,
he's like, "Nah." You guys gonna lose the life over there?
Y'all lost the dual life on that one. Akeyles like, "How the fuck did I?"
I mean, I didn't even want to. I was ready to go. I had already changed. This dude still hadn't changed yet. He was just sitting there.
I didn't know what the fuck Mike was doing. I mean, Akeyles went up there, boom, changed, ready to go. Mike walking up to every fucking item and hitting fucking square and triangle and whatever the fuck.
I watched some TV. He's like, "God damn, get up there.
He said, "That's what we gonna do." That's what Akeyles said. He said, "That's what we gonna do. That's what we doing. We just gonna do that. We just gonna watch TV." I'm dying. My wife was like, "What the fuck are you laughing at?" I'm like, "These motherfuckers is crazy." You know what I'm saying? He's crazy.
He's like, "Oh, I'm laughing at my coworkers. Acting stupid."
It's crazy, man. Like I said, watching y'all play, it proved how amazing that game really is, though. And I know you heard, speaking of Way Out, I know you heard people say that it's short, or the argument is that
it's 6 to 8 hours, depending, how good you are and stuff like that, and if you don't stick around.
Now, does that make it a bad game, though?
No, it doesn't. Like I said, I had a great experience with the game. I recommend it. $30 was a great price for it.
And look what the game is doing. They just like, if you got a friend, you can fucking play it. Go ahead, Akeyles.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things you can say because, like, with share play, you could share. Like, one person can buy it and 4 people can play it. You know, you can split it for $7.50, and if it's 6 hours, that's damn near $1 an hour. But I don't even agree with the $1 per hour argument. You know what I mean? Who would want to pay $60 to play? This game, which has a certain story already, or $30. Who wants to play this game that has a story? They would have to drag it on, and it'd be adding all kind of filler stuff. Mm-hmm. I just want them. This game has the meat. It has the meat. It has the main course, and that's all you need. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. I mean, like, just even watching you guys play and like listening to the story and like how these guys kind of are caught up in this insane situation, and every moment is kind of nerve-wracking. The reactions, like, I remember at the Game Awards when the guy, what's his name?
Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph, and his passion for the game was like unsurmountable, and I love that in him. Like, you don't usually, you see a lot of devs, and they may have passion, but they're so fucking corporatized. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was just like, this is like a love thing for him. He knows that even if the game isn't like 100 hours or it's this 15 hit combo shit, you know what I'm saying, that this is a game that when you walk away from it, not only your emotions will be tied up, but you'll say it's like a damn good game. There's no fucking filler. It's straight to the point. Remember, he even talked about it too. Remember when he was talking about the game, and he was like, "There's fucking car chases and gun shooting and fucking great acting and passion," and it was just like you could tell that no matter what, that game would have real passion, and you could see it play out.
I think actually Terri beat it. What'd you think of it, Terri?
Yeah, Terri.
I thought the game was amazing. I loved it. And it played like it was like a visual action novel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I mean, it was well done. It was well done, and I enjoyed it. And one of my favorite things is I loved how they just didn't keep it the same perspective to the whole gameplay. Different times, the different cameras would change size. Sometimes when they focused on one character only, it would be a completely different camera angle. You know, it might be a side scroller for one point. It was like I love that they kept switching it up and kept it fresh, and not just keep it the same camera perspective all the time. So it made it really cool.
You know what? Like I'm glad you said that, because there was a moment where I guess you had to get like a sheet to crawl down this long path. So you had to get sheets. You remember that shit? You know what I'm saying? Where motherfucker, yeah, that shit's hilarious too. But
I was laughing because what Akeyles said there. You remember that scene?
Yeah, remember they had to hide in the fucking hamper or whatever. That shit was amazing.
Yeah.
He's
smiling. You know what?
Because but what I love when you guys were playing that moment was there were moments where the action zoomed in on one specific scene, and it wasn't like it was always split. Like when it spread out when I guess you had to get the key card, right? And there was a moment where the camera focused on one of the main protagonists, and it was amazing how it transitioned, because it was like it instantly went to that, and then it was almost like a movie cutaway, and it cut to the other person doing what they had to do while the key card was getting, while you were obtaining the key card. And I love that aesthetic, because it made it more than just a side by side dual screen multiplayer game. It made it like a fucking movie. It was like when I was watching you guys play, it was like the most funny, most fucking exciting, most insane ass fucking movie that you could possibly imagine. And and having those moments where if there's a shootout, you're actually part of the gameplay. If there's a car chase that's insane, you're controlling that moment, and it's so harrowing. And I love that they created that moment. And I think it's going to be on some Game of the Year award list.
It better be. It better be. I'm going to be so mad if that's not nominated. I mean, it was so well done.
It is done so well. But its gameplay wasn't its strongest element, and then we're having a lot of heavy hitters this year.
Yes,
Spider-Man, God of War.
I'm not saying it has to win. I'm saying it needs to be nominated. Akeyles.
No, I'm saying I feel you, but there's a lot. There's going to be a lot of games.
Well, no, it probably won't win. I really know it's not going to win. God of War probably already won, and it hasn't even fucking come out yet.
I mean, look,
but or Red Dead, if Red Dead manages to not get delayed. So I mean, it's literally Game of the Year is going to be Red Dead or God of War, hands down. Nobody else has even competition. The hype is too high for those two games. Doesn't even matter. But it still needs to be nominated for sure.
For sure, at least for best story, best
and it was it was emotional story too. It wasn't just action all the time. Yeah. You felt their sadness and their pain and stuff for their problems. So it was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
I ain't going to give away the ending, but yeah, the twist. We'll just say that it'll hit you in the field.
Yeah, without spoilers for those that haven't played it, you go through this emotional journey with these two characters, and then the twist happens. And at least when I played it with my other friends, when the twist happened, we stuck with our characters and played their role out, and went along with that, which I thought was great. Versus being like, what? and be
Right.
torn. It was like, oh, this is what's happening. Okay, we're rolling with it. Let's do it. So it was great. It was great.
See, and that's what you want games to do. You want them to take you out of reality. You want them to entertain you for however long sessions that you're putting into it. And I think that's kind of what they figured out with the game. It was like, we're not going to bloat this fucking game. We're going to make it a definite story. You know what I'm saying? It's going to get to the point, but on the way there to the end, it's going to be an amazing ride. And I'm glad that they brought that to the industry, because it's showing the industry that it doesn't have to be, 100-hour dumbass fetch quest. It can be a game that's super cinematic, but also action and have amazing acting and chemistry. Between the two.
I'm not all about the side quests on some of those long.
Well, I'm all about that shit too, but it doesn't always have to be like that. There could be games that just hit you.
Sometimes those side quests in any of those games makes you want to pull your eyeballs. Like why the fuck am I doing this?
Well, I mean, except after you've done it the 50th time and you see that you haven't leveled up yet, that's when the triggering happens. It's like, okay, I've done this quest 20 times and I'm almost level 50, but I can't fucking get there because I got a sliver, and this quest didn't give me a goddamn enough XP to level up. So that's where you get frustrated. And I don't know what it is. I got a frog in my throat or something today. I don't know what it is.
And one of the funnier things I also found out, I started following this Joseph dude, the guy that made the game, the writer and director of the game. He had the thing where he said "fuck the Oscars." He also said "fuck buying a second copy" on the Twitter.
I love him, man, because he's like everything the industry is not now. He's like for the gamer and like for the passion of the story that's being told, and I just love that, man. I miss that shit.
Another thing, I think it's interesting that EA went 100% right behind him for this game.
I'm surprised. That is probably the most surprising story out of A Way Out, because it's EA. And EA is
no microtransactions.
Nothing. When you hear the word,
it was
EA,
meat and potato, like Gilly said, meat and potato.
You get the potato, you just don't get no butter, no salt, no motherfucking cheese, no sour cream. You know what I'm saying? All that shit is part of the DLC season pass. So it's just amazing. It's like $130 pie. You can have your friends play, and it was. I think what it was they just really wanted to get that story told. And the more people that see it, the more people that experience it will know that games can be like this and enjoyable and be game of the years, or at least nominated or talked about for a long time.
It's definitely one of my early of the game of the years.
You know what? I think they should do a Walking Dead game like that. Like when you really think about it, because it's more like, it's not just like a Telltale where you're just like clicking and pointing. It's like you get some of that, but then you get this interaction of gameplay that's like reminiscent of just like a AAA title. Driving, maybe if they would, you give you a chance to chop some zombie horde heads and shit in real time.
So you want The Walking Dead to be a game, is what you're saying?
Yeah, that's what I want it.
We're arguing a Walking Dead game.
Yeah, but I want it to be like that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, not like that one that's coming out.
I mean, I know what you're talking about. You don't want it like the Telltale's game, but I mean...
Well, no, I just don't want it to be a fucking, first-person shooter and shit. Like, that's...
Right. Like the first one that came out?
Exactly. That's not why I want it like about, A Way Out.
The one that was about Daryl, I think, the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I think they should. I think they should take on a game like that. So if you guys are checking us out or just so happen to be like watching porn and our shit pop up in the feed, do Walking Dead. I think you guys could do hella justice to that genre. Because that would actually be like amazing. It's like beautiful acting as well as these interactive moments that are like heart pounding. So I think you guys would do hella justice for that. So yeah, definitely get that license, please. What's up, John, man? Get that license and fucking do it.
Speaking of Walking Dead, we can talk about in the next topic.
No, go ahead. We're open topics right now, man.
I was going to say, speaking of Walking Dead, they actually tweeted out today that it's coming, the final season to
Walking Dead.
Yep.
Well, it's got to, man. It has to be.
I'm like, I mean, I played, all of them 1 through 3 so far. I'm ready to.
There's got to be an end to it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like the show.
Well, the show's already been renewed for another season. The show has.
I'm excited. I finally get my bedtime story again.
Right. That's
I like the Telltale games for what they were or what they're worth, though.
They're on a Twitch stream and get rid of it. Oh, go for it.
I like them just because of the story. I mean, I know there ain't a lot of gameplay there, but the story's good. And
that's what they're lacking a little bit. It's like but that's what you kind of expect from Telltale games. But it's like you kind of want all of that Telltale offers plus the action. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're talking about when you're talking Walking Dead, you want those moments where you feel like you can't make it, or those moments of loss. You know what I'm saying? And it's like you kind of get that in the story part, but you never get to really truly play it out. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's like that's what you want to do. And A Way Out, and that's why I love A Way Out so much, because that's what it kind of did. It was like, we're going to give you some Telltale shit. It's going to be a little like that, but we're going to make you feel the actual action. We'll have you experience the moment-to-moment story set pieces. And that's actually hard to pull off, and I think that's why the game is kind of resonating so well, because it is technically kind of a different genre. It's like what do you call it? It's like a story adventure. I don't even know what the fuck genre would you put that in?
I would go a cinematic game, a cinematic game or something.
Like cinematic adventure.
Something like it with a movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, cinematic adventure game. So you know that you're getting more story than combos, but there is those moments. And like you said, Akeyles, I did see some streamers complain about some of the wonkiness a little bit on some of the
there was a couple of things that were like janky or something.
But this is his first game and shit. I think they're gonna do it well.
I didn't notice any jankiness.
They said
what are you talking? Which scene are you talking about?
Stiff a little bit.
Some of the shooting parts. Scenes in there were janky. Like there was one scene. Like I said, I don't want to get too many spoilers. Right, there was like one scene. Me and Akeyles were riding motorcycles, and
there was no jankiness in that one when I played through it.
What's up, Frozen?
You remember, don't you, Akeyles? We got stuck on a wall. We were just sitting there revving our bike going.
Oh wow!
There was some invisible walls. There was like the scene where it goes side scroller, and like the punches. And when you went side scroller, it kind of fell off. I'm just saying overall the gameplay could have been better, but it's a $30 game, so it's kind of what you expect.
Like, I'm not hating on it, but
I'm not hating on it. Like I definitely think this whole new genre, this will inspire a new genre of games, and hopefully people will get off that Telltale stuff and move on to this.
Move on to more like. Because, you talk about interactive experiences. It's like, honestly, there was nothing better that kind of gave you best of both worlds like A Way Out did right now. You know what I'm saying?
And your decisions affected game. Some of your decisions affected gameplay.
That's what the
good, man, because that's second playthrough. So technically, you're getting 12 to 16 hours out of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's when I say it affected gameplay, there was like the scene where you go into the... when you break out of prison and then you're at the farm, you have the decision to either sneak in their house and tie them up, or you have the decision to
I was watching that.
Force it out.
That was amazing. I love it and it was happening. It was like the choices were happening in real time.
And those decisions actually, that's why I said they affect the gameplay, because it's either, hey, do you want to go guns blazing or do you want to go stealthy?
I loved it. When I saw that, I was like, wow, that transitioned right into the decision, and it was just like gameplay. I was oh shit,
Speaking of that, see, I wanted to go in there, guns blazing on the old people, and Kills like, nah, we're gonna go in there subtle.
Yeah, he's gonna go subtle. That's exactly how
I was willing to have a discussion, but Mike just submitted. He was like, fine.
I know he did. He was like, He's like, I want to go blaze, and Akeyles like, no, I think we should be a little more quiet. He was like, all right.
I was like, all right, whatever.
He was like,
when I was playing, and we picked in my partner and I, we were on point for when we wanted to go subtle, when we wanted to go crazy. We basically wanted to do the crazy parts when we knew it would be the most hilarious, and then otherwise we went stealthy for the most part. So like crazy parts would be there's a gas station scene. We went crazy there because we figured it'd be hilarious to see what would happen, and it was pretty freaking funny. But and then there was a couple other ones. I don't want to give out too much, but it is still cool that you can you have the option at least. They didn't make it too linear. So
see, that's what I'm saying. I look at that passion that went into that, and it's like you can tell that they're gamers too. Like they understand that there's some things that they wish they could add in a game if they built one. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like on the fly decisions. These different panning camera angles. It was just watching you guys play was just amazing. I just couldn't believe it. I was like, oh shit, this is. Like
I think they're also the ones that made the game Brothers.
I think
that Terry played. I think
Brothers was great. But that was a single player game.
Right, it was single player, but they're the ones that made Brothers.
Same group. I didn't think it was them.
Yep, same group. Haze Light.
I like Brothers. That was good too. Yeah. It was weird how your controllers just like fuck.
I never played the game, but I watched Terry play. It looked like it was a good story, but wasn't my type of game.
Brothers is a fantastic game. It gets hard though trying to control two different characters on one.
What the hell?
At the same time, it's like you have to keep stopping your brain. Be like, okay, you gotta stay there. I gotta focus on you for a moment. And then there's times where you're still focusing on the other one. Like, oh crap, I forgot that guy over there. And then there's times where you're like, oh, I gotta do them both at the exact same time to work together. And your mind overloads. It gets to be a bit much, especially if you're streaming it and you're trying to control two people and talk to your chat. You're just all over the dang place. It's a good game, very really good game. I highly recommend anybody who hasn't played that to definitely play it. It is worth one playthrough for sure.
For sure. Just go check it out, guys. I mean, like, support that type of shit. Because then that'll bust corporate greed and shit. It'll show that you don't always have to have like transactions, microtransactions in the game to build, some sort of interest or build some sort of connection to the game. You don't always have to charge people extra for feelings. You can just draw it out by making a good fucking game. Make it passionate, make it worth our money, especially $30 and being able to just like have your friends play it. They don't even have the fucking game. And the developer is so behind that philosophy. It's like, support him, just fucking support that dude, man, and their crew because they deserve it. They earned it. It's a great game. Congratulations, guys. It's a great game, and I hope it does get nominated for something of the year. Best story, screenplay, camera, acting, please.
New game for sure.
Please, and bring old boy back so he can just go viral again, because I know he's going to be fucking drunk. And I'm supporting his shit. Okay, so like I said, we're still on open topics. I don't know if you guys have anything you kind of want to talk about. Akeyles, you always got something you want to talk about. Unless you got nothing today. That's what it is. This motherfucker got nothing today.
Nah, I got nothing. Well, I got something, but give me like 5 minutes.
Okay.
Collect my thoughts.
That's just hilarious. Big Mike.
What's up?
What you want to talk about, man? It could be anything.
What do we want to talk about? Has anybody seen Ready Player One yet?
No. I was thinking about going to see it. I heard it's good. I just haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either, but that's all I've been hearing. I've been hearing the reviews that it's really good.
I
might go see it. I might go see it Tuesday.
And I'm hearing that it's a gamer's dream movie.
I just want to see Chucky versus the Iron Giant. That's what the fuck I want to see. You know what I'm saying? Like, can I see Freddy driving in the fucking DeLorean, please? Can you give me that visual?
That'd be cool. And I know April 27th we're going to be getting a full trailer for the next Tomb Raider game.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm hyped about that.
And
Shadow of the Tomb Raider, I'm super hyped.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
That'll be day one for me. I'm in love with the trilogy. I even have the comic books that are associated with the trilogy. I love it. Love it.
And speaking of that, that's the day also Avengers Infinity War. Hype. That is day one for me. I already pre-ordered my ticket.
Oh, you got your pre-order ticket? Oh, okay. All right.
That place is gonna be sold out and packed. I guarantee it.
I'm gonna be, I'll probably find it on, Cody. It just depends on how I see it.
Dragon Quest.
Dragon Quest is announced. It had its release date announced for PC.
Yep.
And
did you see the
PS4? Right?
Did you see what the one character looked like? I think Akeyles and someone else was picking on him. What he looks like, the character in Dragon Quest.
It's the same. It's the same artist from Dragon Ball Z. So that's why it kind of looks like Trunks.
No. Like Trunks
he looked like Android, dude. He looked like Android.
Yeah, it's like Trunks with Android 17, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Android 17's lost cousin.
That's Android 16 and a half. That shit still look dope, though. I love Dragon Quest series. And I saw a heavy bit of motion blur on some of the trailers. So, I love motion blur. So I'm hyped as fuck about that.
I was actually talking about this in our group because I posted about it and someone commented on it and they brought me back and showing my age. And I totally forgot about it. Before it was called Dragon Quest, you know what it was called? You remember, Danny?
It was called Dragon Warriors, right?
Yes, Dragon Warriors for Nintendo. I was like, oh shit.
So hold on. Let's get this out the way.
I was like, holy fuck, it's hold up. I was like, I stopped.
Mike, we're gonna share this one, okay?
I was like, man, I forgot about that. I said,
because our age is showing. Yeah, I wasn't trying to show my fucking age. My shit is on a fucking chain, like. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. So what? We some old school gamers. That means we veterans. That means we veterans in the game. That means we're
veterans.
Yeah, we
Acheyles and Terri still got their ears wet.
When you had to leave your game on, you know what I'm saying? No fucking saves, cheating ass characters.
I remember doing that on the NES.
Okay,
I did it for the PlayStation.
Yeah, Terry's age showing. You know what I'm saying? Akeyles' age is he playing, but his age is showing too and shit.
It's like I left it on the PlayStation. You had you had a.
I did not have a memory card.
They had memory cards on the PS1.
Yeah, that's if you could afford one, which I couldn't. So I left my shit on.
I went to Funko Land. My mom's with the Funko Land and shit. And we got some fucking used memory cards and shit. I don't know if you guys remember.
You can go to pretty much any garage sale and probably find one in somewhere for like 2 cents.
Disc replay for sure. Got them.
You can get those things cheap. They are everywhere.
You gotta try to get your grandma to take you somewhere in the South to get you a video game. It ain't happening.
I just walked around my neighborhood because everybody is always selling crap in the summer.
That also ain't happening. You can only go down 2 houses. If I can't see you, you get your ass whooped. But that's just how I grew up.
My mom was just like hyped that me and my brother was like shutting the fuck up. Like, we won a Nintendo. We won it from Walgreens. Mom's winning the fucking raffle. Boom. Won that bitch. And instead of our hyper asses fighting and shit, boom. We was right in front of that motherfucker trying to play Super Mario Brothers and shit. So, I had fun. Mom supported the gaming habit. She was like, as long as y'all motherfuckers shut the fuck up, here's 1, here's 2, here's 3 goddamn games.
That was my problem. I guess I was too quiet of a kid. I should have talked more. Damn it.
You should have just been like, Mom, Dad, Mom. Yeah, it's just like, what? I want Mega Man. Here, motherfucker.
Yeah, that did not fly in my family.
Really?
My family would be like, oh, you want that bad? Well, get out there and go buy it yourself.
I'm
Oh,
12.
did we
You know
talk?
what I'm saying? What the fuck you want me to do? Eliminate stand for 2 years so I can pay $50 for a game?
I had side jobs as a kid, you know, going around and you know, I literally there was a little an older gentleman that lived on the corner. He fixed bicycles for a living. He literally paid me as a kid to go around his yard picking up pine cones. So you go find side jobs to get that money to buy what you want because mom and dad can't get it.
That's the boonies jobs right there, boy. You have to live out in the boonies to get a job like that, you know, because I was in the hood. So if I'm picking up somebody's pine cones, I'm shot. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have that luxury, but Mom's made sure she had that cash, you know, at least for that, especially Christmas, too. Christmas was like, especially with Funkoland and all those used games and that shit, when that shit was real. Big old box of fucking games. Boom. Here's some for Sega. Here's some for Super Nintendo. And, you know, a couple of fucking CD-ROMs for your shitty PC. My Windows 95 PC. I remember one time Mom hooked me up with that. She came in with, what game was that? The Deadly Tentacle or Day of the Tentacle? I think that was the name of it. Yeah, she came in with that. She thought the fucking cover of the game looked cool because it was like some monster on the front, and she bought that shit. Me and my bro played that shit till like 8 in the morning and shit. So that's the game in life we have. So we can talk about games. We can because we're all veterans, you know. So we can have valid notions of some of this shit. Okay, so let me get into this question I had. I wanted to give you guys here, and I'm going to start with Akeyles. This is called Sweet Revenge, and I want you to tell us a moment when you got sweet revenge on another gamer. It can be any game, it can be any year and any part of your life. But what was that moment where the revenge was either super sweet or it was embarrassing and you failed at your attempt? So that's what I want.
I guess the only time I can think of is back when I was in high school, and I was like one of those grade A students, so I was able to talk a teacher who happened to have 2 rooms.
Why the fuck you lying?
She had 2 rooms. I was able to talk to her. I was like, hey, during lunch, we would like to come to your other room and use your TV and play games. And then once the class was over, once lunch was over, we would leave and bounce out. She let us do that. And one of our friends, he ended up bringing up the GameCube and a game called Clash of Ninjas.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
2, I believe. I don't know if anybody's played that, but in my opinion, that's the best Naruto game that's come out so far. It's a 4-on-4. I mean, you can do 4 on free for all, or you can do 2-on-2s, or you can do 1-on-1s. We were doing 1-on-1s, and the guy who brought up the GameCube, the one who brought the game. He was absolutely just destroying us, like left and right. He had Neji.
Everybody kept passing the fucking controller and shit.
He was making everybody pass controller. He was like the kid that didn't talk to anybody, but he did have like the Naruto headband. He was so skinny he would wear it around his waist, and he was just out there just wrecking us left and right, just embarrassing us all. So you know, the next couple of days I didn't go there. I went to like the library. I looked up some YouTube videos, some combo videos. They had the videos because, you know, back then nobody had capture cards, so they had like the little phone, with like the 280p video and like the guy just doing combos or whatever. So I was over there trying to learn the combos from off this 280 phone. But you know, when I showed up, I think it was like the Friday. Man, I straight embarrassed him. He was confused because he was just like, you know, you don't own the game. I own the game. How how can you be beating me like this?
And you and that motherfucker getting straight A's in the Naruto. Like, I need to fucking wreck this dude.
So, I was triumphant. I made him pass the controller for like the very first time in history.
How did that feel, man? Was that like, I know that was just like,
it was great. It was great until Monday. He saw through my bullshit, and he just like it was kind of like fighting Goku, where like you finally get up on Goku, and then all of a sudden you say something reckless,
right.
And Goku's like, "I will never forgive you," and he destroyed us again.
Oh shit. That's a good one. It's always good to kind of get that triumph on that person that's just wrecking people. Especially when you the one that did it. Like, I'm the one that fucking ended his streak. It's just, that shit is empowering as fuck. Believe it. I'm trying to think back now. I wanted to change my story because I'm like, damn, I do have a triumph moment, but I got a fail moment too. Let's go to Terry. Terry, that moment of sweet revenge, you either got your revenge and it was served cold, or you tried to serve revenge and you got served. So what moment was that? Enlighten us.
Not even sure. I'm trying to remember. I think there was a time I was playing with Joel. I think it might have been one of the CODs.
Ooh, husband revenge. Okay, all right.
So I don't remember. And is a very, very competitive, cocky kind of gamer. He when you play games and you hear someone being overly cocky and like trash talking everyone, and it gets annoying because they're just over the top.
Yeah,
that's Joel. Okay. And so he was doing his thing. He was bragging about how he was like top of the leaderboard, and that's his big thing, being top of the leaderboards. And I'm not the best at COD. I'm real big on COD at all. But I just remember he was just really, really getting under my skin. I was just getting tired listening to him brag and stuff, and just getting super annoyed. And then I can't remember exactly what happened, but at some point we managed to get to a different map, and I just wrecked him, which was like unheard of because he's a way better COD player than I am. I'm mediocre. He's really good at it.
Call of Duty wrecking too.
And he just got wrecked, and then I of course had to rub it in because he's always bragging about how amazing he is. So I gave it right back at him. And of course he's super salty. So then the next round comes, and then he completely gunned through the whole time and trashed me. So, but that's I guess it's kind of like twofold. I got my revenge, but then I got taken out afterwards.
Was he like sleeping on the couch and shit, like pissed? Like he was like, I'm not fucking going to bed. You can go to bed by yourself.
He was a man on a mission at that point. He's like, I'm not gonna get get bested. Because then his bros are like, oh, your wife just beat your ass. He wasn't having it, so then he had to make good and make it be top dog again.
God, I would have paid $1 million to see you wreck Joel. Like you would have had like a 50.
It'll probably never happen again. Not on COD because I don't play that stuff anymore, and he still plays them, so it would never happen again. I don't think.
Terry, you should bait the shit out of him. You should just like. What you should
Hell
do?
No! I'll just get my ass kicked.
Spend like 2 weeks training, just like. Secretly play Call of Duty, and then like
two weeks training to maybe be close to his lifetime. I don't think so.
Look, all you gotta do is be better than he expected. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't have to be like this amazing Call of Duty player. You could just like bait his ass. Just spend 2 weeks kind of getting the motions down. And when he comes in thinking you're fucking trash, and you headshot him. Just make sure you have it on record or you live stream. You know what I'm saying? So I can fucking
No. It will probably never happen again. But I had my moment.
Oh shit. Well, I know what Mike is about to say because I know
What?
he
What do you
got
think
wrecked. I know his revenge got wrecked. Big Mike, was there a moment where you got sweet revenge and it was served cold, or you tried to serve it and you got fucking wrecked?
There was a most recent revenge. Most recent moment with me. It was between me and Akeyles. I mean, we were playing Dragon Ball Fighters, and yes, he's been wrecking me like no other. And it's triggered me, and there was a couple games I bested him, and I was boasting. You know how I boast when
exactly.
That I'm the shit. I'm the best there is, the best there was.
Right. And shit.
You know how it is. I did it with you. And he's like, yo, dude, he goes, chill. He goes, you're not ready for my A-team. I was like, I'm ready for your A-team. Bring your A-team. And I was like, you bring your motherfucking A-team. I said, I'm ready for this shit now. He brought his A-team, and he just, like, completely went ham on me. He went perfect, actually. I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done with this game. I said, you got it. You're done.
Is it a 450 combo later?
I was in party chat with him, and I closed the game out. I said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm done. I said, time to go back to the lab.
I quit.
Exactly. I quit.
All right. Let me get mine now.
Yeah,
it's about Rust. And I had got raided. Now, I found out who raided me. You know what I'm saying? Now, me and another person, his name is Highball, one of the clan members, I think we spent maybe 5 hours.
And not that kind of clan.
No, not that. No sheets. You know what I'm saying? No sheets. This is a gaming clan. And we had spent like 5 hours getting our base built up. We had that motherfucker metaled out. We had the fucking code locks and shit. We was doing it gigantic. We had just went into one of the landmarks and raided that bitch, and we had guns, we had grenades, we had C4, we had shit. And what happened was the server crashed. So we worried. We outside now. We had just got done looting, and we're outside of the base. Okay. Server comes up. The wall in the back of our base didn't load all the way. So we were putting shit in our base and not thinking that the wall wasn't there. Dudes was going in the back, raided the fuck out of us, stole all our shit. And let me give you a little bit of backstory. When you look at some of the weapons, like you can see who owned the weapon. And I guess somebody dropped shit out of their inventory to kind of carry some of our shit, and they didn't realize they dropped their gun. So we knew who it was. And we knew where they were at. We knew where they lived on the map, too. So we were like, all right. So we built a shit shack. And I swear to God, we spent 5 hours getting C4. We spent an additional 5 hours. I think we had like 500 C4. Like, it was just unfucking real. We said, what we're going to do, we're going to take this dude's base out. We're just going to just remove it from the motherfucking map. So we wait till he log out. Now, this is some hater shit. This is some bitch shit. Yes, we offline raided the fuck out of him. But we felt it was justified because he took advantage of our glitch. So we put, I swear, probably about, I would say at least 75 C4 on the base of his fucking base, on the bottom part of the base. And we stood back and was like, get your screenshots ready, because I had my F12 ready to hit that shit on Steam. And we just fucking... Base started crumbling down. The motherfuckers was asleep inside the base, so you kept hearing it was getting fucking wrecked, and it was just like loot and shit everywhere. Now this is where the fail part is. Now we get all of our shit back. All of it, okay? And we are on our way back to the shit shack. We go to the shit shack. Dudes blowing into the shit shack. They got C4, and they blew our fucking door down. Now, we have nothing but C4 in there. We couldn't even carry it all. So we had nothing but C4 in there. We're on our way back. We got shit. We see them blowing into our shit. We try to hide. All of a sudden, we look up, and we see a C4 being thrown. They saw us and threw the C4 and blew it in mid stride and blew us both the fuck up. That I'm telling you, when we were done for the night, like we literally, it was silent. It was like no chatter on the fucking our chat, and it was just all of a sudden he was like, "I'm done for the night, man. I'll catch you," and that was it. Like this motherfucker, it was just like silence. I said, "All right, I'm gonna rage quit too." I just closed out of the fucking game. I think after that I didn't play it for like 2 weeks. Because the salt was fucking real, you know what I'm saying? It was the salt was
like,
real.
Fuck this game.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was just like we got raided on some technicality. We blew them motherfuckers out of the water. We got our shit back, headed back, and died. So, you know, I'm there to want to cry, man, because that was like 10 hours worth of fucking work, you know what I'm saying? For nothing. You know, and so that's my salt story on that shit. Okay, all right, that was fun. We got to kind of put ourselves out there. We're on final round.
Hold on, before we go to the final round, Akeyles threw a topic out there we missed.
What was
he
that?
wanted to talk about Xbox banning people for swearing. That's a new thing.
I saw that shit. Well, I didn't think that was real. I thought it was some TMZ.Z shit.
No, it's real.
It's real?
Yeah.
Is it verified for sure?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I was looking at it, dude. When I saw that shit, I was like,
Now, what it is what I read about it was, and Mike Ybarra confirmed on the one part. The one thing they can't do is ban you on the party chat and stuff like that for swearing. Now, if you're going into your messages, they have the right to go into your messages now and look at your messages. If you're like, you know, using the slander and shit like that and dropping...
You better stop doing that Xbox sexting, people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
dropping
you know
those, dropping some bombs that you're not possibly banned, or your Xbox, you know, timed out for like 2 weeks or whatever.
God damn, really?
Yes.
See,
they said they want to take care of the toxic people. That they're getting a lot of people saying, you know, people being toxic on the games.
That's the nature of the fucking internet. That's the nature of multiplayer. It's like, you know, would you try to kill your multiplayer? It's like, I don't understand. Like, you know, can't you mute people too? Like, if somebody's being fucking idiotic, you can mute them, right?
You can block them.
Yeah, you definitely mute them, block them.
Yeah, you can do all that.
It's like, let me handle it. You know what I'm saying? Mike Ybarra, let me handle the blocking. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got the fucking to help me and shit. You know what I'm saying? And filter out all the shit. I can filter the shit out. If I don't want to hear this dude say the N-word and shit, fuck him. I'll block him. You know? And he'll be talking to his damn self.
Yeah.
You know?
Speaking of that, it's like, I mean, it happens on PlayStation, it happens on Xbox, but that case right there, you just said, me and Preston were, I think Akeyles was us also, but he didn't come to game chat, but yeah, we were playing Rainbow Six Siege, and these two dudes, I mean, you know, it happens all the time on Rainbow Six Siege, the team kills and shit, you know.
I know dudes get fucking moist and shit. I get it.
Yeah, people get moist and they'll just turn around and shoot your team will. And I'm like, motherfucker, I was like, what the fuck was that for? So me and Preston went to game chat, we're like, and they tried to also boot us from the game also. I'm like, the fuck you guys doing? And they are like, a bunch of young kids, they dropped the N-word, like, y'all a bunch of, I'm like, yo, you don't even know me. I said, you're dropping that shit. I said, what the fuck you all talking about? I said, it's just a game, man. They're just
little fucking kids. But see, it
was 13-year-old kids, I'm telling you. Just saying, you a bunch of, I was like, you need to chill out.
To parenting. That goes back to
yeah. So you need to chill out.
You like, little motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But that shit needs to, that's to the parents, you know. You're not monitoring your kids. You're not teaching them any etiquette. And, you know, look how they're acting and shit. You know,
wow.
That's the parents. You know, it's not for Xbox to filter my shit. You know what I'm saying? It's not their job to be in my fucking messages. You know what I'm saying? It's their job to make sure that the servers don't get fucking hacked. It's their job to make sure they release games that are good. You know, not Sea of Thieves.
Like I said, they can't do anything in the party chat, like in your party chat with a voice party chat. But Xbox, I guess, has the right now to go through your private messages to see what you're doing there.
Well,
And,
I also heard this is like a Microsoft thing, so it's just not It's not just Xbox.
It's not Xbox. It's going to be Skype, Xbox, and a program on Microsoft also. I can't think what it's called. Another program.
Microsoft Office.
Yeah, that's it. Microsoft Office.
So what?
Thank
I
you,
can't
Phyllis.
type a letter and put the word "fuck" in it. They're gonna like delete
Yeah,
my fucking word.
You can't write the word "fuck" and shit like that.
Microsoft is suck my dick. That shit is not motherfucking going on. You know, and
I heard that this was just to cover their asses because there was a new law that passed, which is supposed to be like stricter on sites for. It's supposed to be to stop like sex trafficking, things like that, and this is just Microsoft being reactionary to that plan. So I don't think it's gonna really affect us like how we think it's gonna be. Like, you know, how that's the total extreme. What we're talking about right now is that they'll ban us for bad words and things like that. Most likely they're using this to cover them, just to say, hey, if we find, you know, you trying to do some sex trade stuff or anything like that, then, you know, it's in our terms of service.
Right.
I mean, you know,
I mean, I get like 3 or 4 from PlayStation, like these bots saying that shit. Yo, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. We're gaming, man.
It's like you're really this excited. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm with Akeyles on that. I don't think they're gonna go to that extreme, but it's still just telling of how much control they want to have and shit. You know what I'm saying? You put so much money into these services and systems. It's like you kind of want your own control. You know, you kind of want to control your own destiny on that shit. But I get it. I mean, they want to crack down on sex trafficking, but I'm trying to figure out how much sex trafficking happens on Xbox Live. Is it a lot? You know, like, is it a lot of trafficking, especially on maybe Skype, maybe?
I get at least 3 or 4 messages on Xbox about, you know, spam bots.
No,
like
them advertisements for Pornhub. You know you be going to that. You got the app on your fucking Xbox, man.
I do.
Like I said, it's an overall from Microsoft. So since Xbox is owned by Microsoft, that terms of service just automatically defaults in the Xbox. So it is for like the Skype or any of their like word publisher, which is included inside the Office.
That's interesting. You know, I mean, I kind of, I don't want to say commend them for it. I mean, I'm glad that they're just taking a step towards trying to curb that shadiness. You know, it's just overstepping. You know, will they overstep their bounds, or will they stay within the boundaries of your privacy? Who knows? Microsoft is a corporate conglomerate, and you can't always think that fucking corporations got your best interests at heart, because they don't.
Because remember, one time Microsoft, when they're making the Xbox One, they wanted to bring the Kinect where they can, like, you know, keep it online and they'll review what you're doing.
Remember, they were sending information to fucking sending your body movements to Microsoft for studying and shit. It's like, why the fuck are you doing that? You know, why are you videotaping me doing the Harlem Shake and shit?
To me, that just sounds fucking creepy. Like, yo, what the fuck you sitting there watching me do what I'd want to do?
It's like Big Brother and shit. You know, I just know that was just creepy as shit, and I think that was part of the reason why they phased it out too, because it just was too much of a privacy invasive thing. You know, and that's what it all comes down to, is privacy. You know, is my shit protected as well? Is it not? You know, being sold to advertisers and shit so they can direct ads based on what I have, you know, or what I talk about in chat. That's what I see happening, which I hope don't. But that sounds like it's definitely a gateway to getting your information to start doing that shit. Yeah, that kind of triggered me a little bit. Maybe I should go off on that. It triggered me. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm going to have to read more about that, but I swear that link that I had saw on Facebook was shady as fuck. It was like, and I shouldn't even have clicked it, but I tapped it, and it was just like, ads were everywhere, and it was like, you could barely see the fucking story because it was literally a page full of ads. So, you know, you just got to be careful of that information, Mike.
I know.
From the TMZ.Z realm.
I don't get my shit from TMZ. You know that. Get the fuck
Yeah,
out of here.
TMZ.Z is the fake TMZ. That's the site that
So I don't go. I don't even go near there. I get most of my information from Dual Shockers or IGN.
Well, Dual Shockers is the bomb, but I don't know, Mike. There was a couple of fugacious links that you had posted. It was like Business Insider had a game. Fucking, I don't know. That was one
I don't
of them.
remember that.
Yeah, that shit was. I was like, I was looking at the post and it was like Business Insider. I'm like, this link has got some fucking skeeviness to it. Final round. Who wants it?
There you
I'm
go.
in. I'm always in final round.
I'm pass.
I'm good.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. You're always raging.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Always, sometimes the subject gets me sensitive and shit. What about you, Terry? Cool Cat Terry?
I don't know. Like I haven't raged on Final Round in such a long time, but I haven't had anything really trigger me to the point where I felt the need to lately.
Wow.
You know?
Terry Serene. That is just so weird to me.
I'm sure there's stuff out there that would trigger me. I'm just not, exposed to it at the moment. So I don't know.
Exposed.
Let's see. I do kind of want to rage a little bit about Sea of Thieves, but that was where my rage was. So if you guys want to hop in, you can. But I guess it's welcome Danny in the
Final round.
Okay. A small amount of criticism with Sea of Thieves. Actually, it's a big one, but I'm just not going to take that much time. Rare, unique content, period. I don't give a fuck how beautiful the game is, how optimized the game is, how easy the controls are. If the game lacks content, it is doomed to fail. And it's unfortunate because, a lot of us want Rare to kind of bounce back and be those developers of innovation. Remember Banjo-Kazooie and Rare, when you say Rare, the company.
Rare was a gem.
You think there's games that are favorites games on in all of our personal lists that may have come from Rare. There's a lot of games that Rare, Banjo, like I said, Banjo-Kazooie was so good, and I love that game.
Conkers.
It was Conquer is probably one of my top 10 favorite 3D platformer, Mario World type games. It was the raunchiest thing I have ever seen. I mean,
they weren't afraid to cross the line. We'll just say that.
Remember, you had that big old shit that you had to fight. Rare. We want you to strive for the best. We know where Rare could be. We know what type of talent they have as far as placement and making the game fun and actually putting content. You look at Banjo-Kazooie. Remember, it had so much content. It was some parts that you had to unlock and then get Banjo-Tooie and then, use the key to unlock it. It wasn't there, it was just so much content. And we know you guys can get back to that. But Sea of Thieves, there's a ball that's dropping. And, you need to not drop the ball. You need to handle that shit and put content. You know what? Sea of Thieves, everybody's main thought of Sea of Thieves was it ran really fucking well. So we don't need super optimizations. We don't need you to concentrate on that shit. We need you to pump out content. We need some PvE quests that are not just fetch quests. We need more NPC monsters. Fighting skeletons for 25 hours is not fun. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's fun for the first 2-3 hours because the game is new and it does what it does do. It does very well. But then when you come to that realization and you realize, wow, this is it. This is all that it offers. I get to play fetch quests with my friends. And that is very, very tiresome. And there's an amazing game there. There is actually a AAA winner in Sea of Thieves. It really is. There's a game there that is so amazing that you just can't fucking stop playing. But
it's got potential, and
it does.
I know, and I know it can shine, but like I said, it needs more content.
Rare just is failing right now, and it's like, and it's bad to say that because it's selling so well, and
yeah, it's selling good.
You know, and it's not a Connect game, and it's not some bullshit. You know, some of the most beautiful water graphics I've ever seen. Sea of Thieves. You know,
water graphics amazing.
It's amazing. Just look at it. When you just look at those waves Whipple, it's just like shit. You know, you're just blown away. But then you be like, then you think to yourself, well, there's nothing else to fucking do but stare at this beautiful waves, and it's just sad. Right. You know, I think what it is more sad than like pissed or trying to be triggered about it. It's just, you know, damn, Rare, man. They actually gave you a chance to kind of shine, and there's this dark cloud over your light, and you just
I mean, I'll see if Akeyles wants to jump in. There's like one thing Akeyles said. What'd you say, Akeyles, about the whole you wanted to jump on somebody's boat?
Oh, what I was saying earlier, I was just saying that the game is just completely empty and it doesn't give you enough tools to be a sandbox game. You know, you should be able to take somebody's boat, you know, without them having a mermaid that automatically teleports them onto the ship. You should be able to just do a whole bunch of different piratey things, you know, because you are supposed to be a pirate.
Yeah, I can't fucking loot like I want to. You know, if I shoot somebody's shit and fuck their sails up and they can't go anywhere, I should be able to jump on that shit, take the cannons that they have. If they have any type of nice shit on their boat, I should be able to steal it. And, you know, and it's not like and I get it, you know, they don't want people to have a major loss on, like, items that they gained. But, you know, you're a fucking pirate. You're not a farmer. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're growing fucking wheat and then you want to raid somebody's wheat. And, you know, no, you're a fucking pirate. You know, they live their life on the spoils of war, you know? And it's just like, if I take you down, I should really feel like I gained the spoils of this battle. You know, I don't want to just feel like I'm just trolling you. You know, every time you spawn, you're dead. Okay, that's all I get out of it. That's not what I want. I want to take your fucking cannons. I want, you know, you may have some amazing sails that I don't have. I may want the one with the fucking crossbones on it. And I want to take yours, you know?
I'm going to need that.
I need that. I need that fucking mermaid header, you know, on the starboard. I need that mermaid with her titties out. I need to cut that bitch off your ship. And then what they need to do is make it easy to make again, too. You know, not necessarily super easy, but, you know, gathering resources and doing adventures to where you can get parts to build the sail. You know, so then if you do lose it, you can gain that back. You know what I'm saying? You just have to kind of go through those motions to get the items you need to build it back, and that builds some sort of accomplishment. You know, you felt like, okay, now that I am a level 50 fucking legendary pirate, look at this ship. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Mm-hmm. You know, it's armed to the teeth, and it's beautiful. You know? I don't know. This
also, I feel like...
Go ahead, Achilles.
Oh, sorry. You're breaking up. But I feel like you should also start off with like a rowboat and like work your way up into this major ship. That way you have some
rowboat. Who the hell would want to play it if you're in a rowboat? I would say no one want to play that shit.
Maybe you start the game off as a fishing ship.
If you start,
no one's gonna want to play in a rowboat.
So you're saying no progression on the ship?
I would say
no one's gonna want to start with a rowboat.
I would say start off with like a small fisher ship. You know, small sail,
small ship.
You know, you can get small all your members.
There's a difference between a boat and a ship. Okay, and a rowboat is nothing close to a ship. I can tell you that.
That's
sure.
True, but
I like
a rowboat can't even go into the sea. Okay, they can't go to the open
true, though.
sea.
You'll be fucking like swallowed by the waves, but
they're not built for that.
Fine. Let me get.
What are you gonna do? Just circle the island around and around? They're like, yeah, I'm a pirate. I'm circling this island because I can't go to open water.
Because this is a game.
Everybody,
because
play
this is a game. You can
play this game. I'm in a rowboat, being a true pirate over here.
Because this is a game. You should be able to go into sea with a rowboat.
I mean, I feel you.
And rowboats, a lot of times don't they use the rowboats to sneak up onto other ships and board their ships and take over their ships?
Actual pirates did, yes. Real life pirates did.
This is what I'm saying, isn't it? And this is supposed to be a pirate game, right?
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, I give you that, but I don't know about starting off with one. I would say
starting off with something small.
I would say.
From what I heard, though, I heard a rumor. I don't know if it's been confirmed, but I heard a rumor when I was streaming Sea of Thieves, for another team I'm part of, and there's an individual who kind of follows the devs pretty heavily. They said that I don't know the names of the devs of the team that made the game, but one of them had hinted that they were looking to maybe bring like a military presence into the game.
That'd be cool.
I don't know if they're gonna do it or if it's just an idea they're throwing around. It's not nothing's confirmed. So people don't go like running with this. Nothing's confirmed. But from what I heard, they want to add a military presence.
That would be sweet as
fuck, to the game.
Like kind of like GTA, where you can build like you have skull and crossbones instead of stars.
Nah.
Letting you know like your pirate like aggression.
So that way it's not just players trolling each other. They have to worry about NPCs coming and wrecking their shit.
But that's why they should add resources. You know, we need to be able to build and have resources. You know what I'm saying? Like if I want to make my starboard or whatever, you know, I have a golden anchor or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I should be able to get resources as I go out on these treasure hunts and bring those back to my ship to build.
My idea of something I would like them to put in the game is because it's not an open ocean. This game is not an open ocean. It is a chain of islands, and you're jumping around from island to island. Okay, you're not completely in the open ocean. You're just going from island to island in a closed-knit area. They should make it to where they have trading routes, where they have like different merchant vessels traveling from the different outposts that are, you know, bringing the merchandise to these outposts that you're going to, and then you could have the potential to, you know, raid and pillage these merchant vessels like a pirate would, and then have, you know, a wanted level for doing it and have the military come after you.
Fucking dope.
That's my idea, and that's what I want them to do.
That would be dope as shit, because that would add reason, you know, and there would be a cause and effect as well as consequences. So it's
now rare. If you take that idea and say it was yours, I'm gonna be so damn triggered.
Hey, we got video proof, so we will be suing. Terry, I'm with you. You know what I'm saying?
I said, one of my ideas was also where you can hide your, you know, you go find the treasure and stuff, and you go, you know, like back in the day, you know, some pirates, you know, bury their treasure.
They did. They hid their loot.
I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be cool in case you don't have time to take it back to the merchant. You can go bury it on one of the lands, and you know maybe a pirate finds it up by accident.
But that would be great too, because that would make exploration of the islands more adventurous. Right. Now it's like, I'm not just going here for the quest. Somebody may have hid they shit here. You know what I'm saying? Right. And everybody can spread out, and we comb the island. We dig in certain spots to find and see if somebody, you know, you may not turn up nothing. You may get a chest and it's got like 52,000 gold in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, see that right there, you can literally get 30 hours off of. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's little things that they can add that like will expand this game tremendously. I would love to raid those fucking merchant ships.
There you go. That'd be cool.
That would be so dope. And then I can build a pirate level, heat level, to where it's like, you know, all right, now these fucking, you know, Navy, you know, military is coming, and they coming with their cannons, you know, and I'm in alert, and it's a constant thing, you know, and there's certain things that you can kind of waver it down, maybe change your sails, certain things on your ship to kind of change your level so you're not so recognized. but you still
Yeah.
keep your notoriety. See, but those are just those two things. If you just put those two things together, I swear to God, you can get like 100 hours out of that shit. You know,
yeah.
and that's content that is constant. You know what I'm saying? It's a constant give and take. And I think that's what it's missing. It's a pirate game. There has to be give and take. You can't just be trolling. There has to be some give and take, as well as progression. You know, you don't have to have straight up RPG elements and shit, but you know, I would like to have some progression. You know, maybe I can have a golden hook and a fucking, you know, and it does help. It, you know, helps with speed. And, you know, I got a fucking platinum peg leg, you know, that now, you know, my speed is 20%. You know, and those type of things, because that builds on your not only progression in the game, but your character progression. And I think that's just, you know, that's just what I feel that they're lacking. And if you know, 3 months it's just a long time to kind of push content out, especially since the game has been out for a little bit now. So, and people are kind of coming to that realization that that's it. So they really need to fucking step it up.
Early on, you and I were talking about it. You know, there's already someone that's reached legendary pirate status.
But what does that do for them?
And he said what happened when he reached legendary pirate status, that he got like a quest. He had to go to a secret island and, you know, do the same thing, do the same quest all over again, like you are doing with the merchants. And he said it was just dumb. There was nothing legendary about it.
That's fucked up.
He said there is no end game content to it. He said, it's still rinse and repeat. He said
that's what triggers me. It's like, and I hate to say it, but that's where you get the No Man's Sky shit. You know, where you get to a certain point and there's nothing. You know, and it's just sad. And I hope if they do decide to accidentally tune in, that they listen. I would want you to steal our ideas because I want to play that shit. I want to rob a merchant fucking ship and get some real shit.
Rare, you can take my idea, but I better get paid.
Please. You know,
I said,
Terry, I need you to put that 200,000 in the Patreon. You know what I'm saying? I need you because I know you don't give you $1 million, but you can at least donate 200,000 to the show.
I said I probably got maybe 10, maybe 12 hours into it. It was fun for a while. Yes, I enjoyed it. But there's got to be more stuff there to keep me interested. When we
played, we had hella fun. You know what I'm saying? But then it was that moment where there was nothing else to do. You know, there was nothing.
Yeah, and 3 months for content.
3.
That's a long time for gamers. I mean, I understand that you need that time for the developing side, but for a gamer, that's something almost like a gaming eternity. Games come and go and drown out in 3 months. Okay, they're gonna move on to the next hot thing and not come back.
That's a chunk of the year.
That's one of the things I was saying in one of the groups. I said God of War's right around the corner. People are gonna like jump ship and go right to God of War.
Well, that's, you know, being that Sea of Thieves is, you know, Microsoft exclusive game. I mean, if they don't have a PS4, then they're not going to be jumping ship to God of War.
Well, you know? But you look at Red Dead Redemption.
There's other games coming out that are cross-platform games that aren't just exclusives that they're going to catch their eye.
Right.
You know, and 3 months is a very long time.
It's too long
to not have anything to do in a game. You're going to move on.
It's too goddamn long.
Oh,
and they're gonna have to come out with something.
State of Decay 2 is coming out in May.
And see, State of Decay, I was watching some interesting video on State of Decay, and I can't wait for that shit. Like the survivor mechanic.
I'll give it a shot. I got the Game Pass for a reason. I'll download it and give it a shot.
And it's multiplayer, like straight up.
Like, four-player co-op.
4-player co-op for the whole thing. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's crossplay also there, Danny.
Yeah, crossplay. But you know, that is gonna suck your time. You know, you're not gonna go back to Sea of Thieves when you look at something that has so much content like State of Decay. Hell, the first one had hella content. You know, I probably put in about 60 hours in State of Decay, the first one. You know, and it's just like, you know, and the second one is just like even bigger. So,
but you won't play Resident Evil 7 there, folks.
Because State of Decay was different. It was State of Decay. Well, look, State of Decay had me kind of fucked up a little bit too, but it wasn't like Resident Evil. Resident Evil,
I had to throw it out there.
Up. I know you had to throw that out there. You always got to throw that shit out there.
When are you going to go back to Resident Evil 7 there, Danny? We're up to $20 on Patreon. You know, Patreon viewers want it.
Got to deliver, man. They're all gonna take the money back. Like F this. I go when I pay for this tier for Danny to play, and he gyps me. F that.
Hold on.
F that noise.
You can't blame your internet no more now.
I'm gonna have to play that shit, ain't I? Damn.
Yeah, I think you should play it this weekend.
It has some scary moments, I admit, but the whole game isn't scary.
I was watching Terry play. I'm like shitting on myself. I'm like, hell.
It has some moments, but the entire game is not that bad. It's just a few moments here and there. After a while, you grow numb to it because it just gets to be ridiculous, and you're gonna be like, okay, yeah, there's gonna be a thing popping out of that corner, and sure enough, it comes. You're like, oh yeah, I knew you were coming, you dick. And then so you're not so scared anymore.
You want Terry to party chat and hold your hand?
Shut the fuck up, Mike. You know what I'm saying? Like, why, man? Oh, shit. All right. Well, I guess that is the end of the show. Like we were talking about a few seconds ago, check out our Patreon. I swear to God, I'm going to hold up my end. But check out the Patreon. Our links are all above up here. You can get us on Discord, on fucking Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, fucking YouTube, X-Hamster. I mean, we are on everything, so you can definitely check us out. Also, check out Player One Coffee. I can't stress it enough. We have to support shit like that because, gaming is gigantic, and we want it to be woven into our society, and why not coffee? So check out Player One Coffee. Those guys are amazing. Did I forget anything? I'm trying to think if I.
So you're going to confirm it this weekend? Resident Evil 7? I see the sweat roll on your forehead.
I may do it. You trying to fuck? You just want me to scream like a bitch on stream. That's what the fuck it is. You want me to scream like a little bitch. That's what it is. And I'm not giving it to you, Mike. I'm not giving that shit to you, bro. I'm going to have to not. Shouts out to the cast here. Big Mike, Cool Cat Terri, Akeyles, Joel, even though he was supposed to be here. And then he went and got steakums. So he definitely couldn't be here.
He left for steak tips and he still hasn't come back.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I want some steak tips. Yeah,
I got lost.
He did. He was like, shit.
He's probably waiting for the dang butcher part of the market to open again so he can get a custom cut. That won't be till morning.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Well, Terry's in the backwoods.
Ooh, that's true, though. Shouts out to the folks in chat, Manny, fucking John, Frozen. I'm surprised Al Bundy wasn't here. But
heartbroken.
Yeah, I'm heartbroken. Al, come on, man. Peggy ain't here, man. You're safe. You can be in here, man. Catch us next week, 9 o'clock. Hopefully 9 o'clock, even though we were in a sermon earlier, so we couldn't get in like we wanted to. But 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time next week, Friday. We may have a guest. I may reach out to Treyology. I may reach back out to Torque. Because, when Torque comes on, he's fucking insane. So, I may reach back. I may get with General Oric. General Oric has been wanting to come back on. I don't know if y'all ready for that. So,
I'm ready for it.
I'm ready.
Hilarious.
Yeah, General Orc is hilarious, man. So maybe I'll reach back out to him and we'll have a powwow session. But thank you guys for watching. We appreciate it. We really do. You know, we're not here without y'all. So you said what?
You did kind of forget some. We're on Google Play now and iTunes.
Google Play, iTunes. You can listen to us now. I know everybody's been trying to stress about it. Akeyles wanted to make sure that shit fucking happens. So shouts out to Akeyles. He made sure that shit happens. So now we're on Google Play and iTunes. So you can listen. If you can't watch, if you're on a plane or something and you just want to fucking zone out to our voices, you got it. So you can have that too. But like I said, thank you guys, man. Thank you for watching. And we will be back next week. All right, y'all. We out.